Hello and welcome. My name is Neil Ryan. I'm the founder and executive director of Keep Massachusetts Beautiful. I want to thank you for your interest in launching a Keep Massachusetts Beautiful chapter in your community. Before we get started, I just want to provide a little background on how I entered this world of litter abatement and litter cleanup. It all started for me in 2008, driving around my hometown of Mansfield, Massachusetts, where I was complaining a lot about the litter, and my wife finally got fed up with listening to me and said, well, rather than just complaining about it, why don't you do something about it? So that led to the formation of Keep Mansfield Beautiful, a local chapter, which has been very successful and continues to this day. And then I would go to the annual conferences for Keep America Beautiful every year, and I'm the only person there from Massachusetts year after year. So that led to the formation of Keep Massachusetts Beautiful in 2014. And since then, we've been growing and hopefully spreading the gospel around the state and trying to get people interested in cleaning up and greening up their communities. So one question you may have is, what's in it for me or you to potentially lead a local chapter? And really, some of this is personal. Number one is the opportunity to make a difference in your community. So as you drive through your community as a chapter leader, you will see the results, the tangible results of your efforts. You'll also connect with like-minded people who are concerned about the environment, litter, recycling, and also just interested in community spirit and improving your community. And again, touching on that issue of tangible results, so much of what we do today is on computers, or you may work in a job where you don't really see the results of your work. This is very tangible, visible results that is extremely gratifying, and I can speak from personal experience on that. Our mission is pretty self-evident here. The keywords are taking action. So we're really about getting people motivated in their own communities, their own neighborhoods to get out there and clean it up and improve things. And in many cases, new friendships are formed, new bonds are made, and it really does bring people together. We have a growing network of local chapters, as you see here. Roughly 40 chapters right now and growing. So we'd love to see your community on this map as well. We focus primarily on 4 key areas: litter prevention and cleanup. So we want to understand, what's causing the litter. We want to mobilize people to clean it up, and that includes the local government, local business community, and of course, residents. And we also want to look at what's, is there something that could be done to improve this particular spot, like perhaps putting in a trash barrel or something like that. We also focus on waste reduction and recycling. If we have less waste to begin with, there's less things that could be littered or end up in our roadsides and streams and rivers and oceans. Some of our chapters focus on beautification and community greening projects. So that could include things like an Adopt a Spot program. We have a program for pollinator-friendly gardens, and other infrastructure improvements. And then finally, the last bucket is really environmental education and sustainability. So just raising awareness about all these issues and how everything is interconnected. Everything we consume has to be disposed of or recycled somewhere, and what are the best ways to do that? So when it comes to the challenge of reducing litter specifically in your community, it really requires a collaboration between governments, which is typically the Department of Public Works, as well as your city council, your select board, your town manager, your mayor, and as well as your local chapter, that would be you. And then the business community plays a big role, often in providing some funding. When it comes to planning a community-wide cleanup, and that's something I advise if you're just starting out, that's really the best way to go, is to organize a community cleanup, which often becomes the springboard towards the launch of a local Keep Massachusetts Beautiful chapter. So first, you want to plan well in advance. So If it's, early in the new year is the best time to get started. If you're planning to do a spring cleanup and you start, April 1st for an Earth Day cleanup, you're not going to get the same results as if you started well in advance. You also want to, aim high as far as the number of volunteers that you get. Reach out to your community groups, your civic groups, whether it's houses of worship, Rotary clubs, sports teams at the various schools in your town. Aim for hundreds of volunteers, not dozens. So go big or go home, I like to say. And then you also, once you've had a successful cleanup, it's always great to celebrate that success and bring people together again. Maybe have an after party with pizza or something like that. So people feel appreciated, and it really, again, just brings people together. And as I mentioned earlier, a successful cleanup is often the springboard towards a local Keep Mass Beautiful chapter here. This here is the pile in Mansfield, Mass. After our spring cleanup. And it really does get people charged up, and they say, geez, this was a great thing. How do we keep this going? So to that end, let's talk about what's involved in starting a local chapter. So I don't advise trying to do this completely on your own. It's best to get a core team of people together. It doesn't have to be a big group. It could be 3 people, 5 people, 7 people, and get those talks started. And then number 2, you really want to gather the facts. So before you go off looking to solve these various challenges, you want to take a look and see, are there organizations in your community that are already doing some of these things? So you may have a garden club that does an Adopt a Spot program. You may have a recycling committee in your town or city. So gather the facts and then start talking about how you could possibly work together. Next is to choose an organizational model. We'll get into that in a minute. Let's move ahead here. So I touched on this already as far as forming a core launch team. Again, it could be just a couple, 2, 3, 4 people in the beginning, but you can grow that team over time. Gathering the facts, like I mentioned. You also, one step that you might want to consider is doing a litter survey, where you drive your town or city and make note of what are some of the worst spots for litter. Next is forming an organizational model. So there's really 3 ways to organize a local Keep Mass Beautiful chapter. So one is kind of a more loosely organized volunteer group, which can work just fine. Many of our chapters are organized that way. One of the challenges is, if people drop out, there isn't necessarily a mechanism to keep it going. The second model is to be an official committee of your town or city. So several of our chapters are organized that way. And the benefits there are that you have the full support of your town or city. They're bought into what you're doing. And if there are vacancies on your committee, those will be advertised through the town website and things like that. The downside, one downside, not major, but is you're subject to the open meeting law, which requires there's some rules about when you meet and how you deliberate, things like that. And then last, you could form a 501c3 nonprofit of your own, which is a lot easier these days than it used to be. But there are some reporting requirements and things like that you have to be aware of. Next, you want to really start thinking about, how do we build our tribe or our circle of supporters? So one way to do that is through social media, and that's something we help with. You can create a Facebook group, Facebook page, Instagram, and really start, posting about these issues in your town or city. That's a good way to kind of start to build a following. At some point, you'll need some type of basic website. We offer kind of a one-pager on our website for our chapters, so that some just stop there, and that's fine. and then maybe they link to their social media channels, or you can create your own website. And we have a template that our chapters can use to do that. And then next, you really want to communicate with your constituents and your followers on a regular basis. So we have an e-newsletter platform that is provided to our chapters, where you can do a quarterly or monthly newsletter to advertise your events and really get people involved and keep them informed and engaged. Next, you will need some funding. You might have, some expenses. It doesn't cost a lot to run a local chapter. Really, there's an initial investment of maybe some equipment, some litter grabber tools, gloves, bags, things of that nature, but not a huge amount of money. And we help our chapters, get organized and get set up. One thing we offer is fiscal sponsorship. So if you don't want to form your own 501c3 nonprofit, or you're not going to organize through the town or city, you can raise funds through our website, and we hold those funds separately for your chapter. So several of our chapters take advantage of that service. And as far as overall support, we are here to help you every step of the way. So our general philosophy is low barriers to entry. So if someone wants to get started, they work with me, and I will kind of coach you up, get you set up. And then over time, you will become more self-sufficient and you won't rely on our support as much. But as far as what we do provide, it's all listed here. We'll get you set up with a logo. We'll get you set up with a page on our website, an e-newsletter if you choose to do that. We'll get you set up with social media. We also post on behalf of our local chapters. So we post a lot of relevant content, especially on Facebook, just to keep people informed and engaged. Our local chapters are eligible for an annual scholarship to a high school student that we give out each year. We also give out $10,000 in grants through our Plant Something Beautiful program, which promotes the planting of pollinator-friendly gardens. So that's another benefit to forming a chapter. We'll help you with fundraising and through our website or other campaigns you may want to do. I already mentioned our fiscal sponsorship services. We provide help in organizing community-wide cleanups. There are already some great resources on our website that you'll see. We can help you with public relations, getting the word out. And then also importantly, liability insurance coverage. So if you're having a cleanup event, you can apply and at no cost, we will provide you with a certificate of insurance so that you're covered for that event. And then finally, I will attend one or more of your meetings annually, either in person or via Zoom, to help, just kind of guide you and answer any questions you may have. As far as costs, that's a common question. Is there a cost to this? And really, we operate under the honor system. So once you have funds available, we will ask for annual dues based on the population and the breakdown you see here. This helps us, just provide a reliable source of funding to help support our efforts to support you. But again, it's not something that we require out of the gate. Once we see that you've been successful in raising funds, then we will ask for annual dues. As far as where you can follow us, you've already come to our website, so that's pretty obvious. Facebook, we post a lot of content there, so please follow our page or join our Facebook group. Instagram, LinkedIn, we're active as well, and then you can email me at that address as well. So that's just a quick overview of what's involved in launching a local chapter. If you would like to schedule a one-on-one call or a group meeting, either in person or via Zoom, please call or email me at the information below. And I hope I'll be able to talk to you soon. Thank you for your interest, and please keep Massachusetts beautiful.